All right, Jillian, only one of my dogs will eat raw fish. So I feed tin sardines once a week. How bad is tin fish? I avoid tuna. I'll let you start with that, Dr. Odette.
Well, I personally don't buy much canned anything, just because it can have some aligning, in the can that can be disruptive to hormones. So you have to kind of weigh the risks and the benefits, I guess. Um, but that's just me personally. So I'm more into doing fresh. But if an animal doesn't like fish or something in particular, then just don't feed it. I mean, I don't like organ meats, so it would have to come in a capsule for me to eat it. And I think we also need to um, kind of give the body a little bit of ability to express itself. Because if it doesn't like something, maybe that's just not good for it. Obviously, don't feed them a ton of treats. I mean, dogs are like kids. If you give them the option of ice cream or a salad, they're going to pick the ice cream, even though they're saying, I can't eat anything more, I'm all full. But, if an animal doesn't like something, I would just try something else. I mean, there are other ways to get nutrients in that could be found in fish. Like, and I'm assuming you're giving it for some of the omega 3s, so it can come in a capsule or something else. So if somebody doesn't like something, maybe just try something else. That would be kind of my recommendation.
Yeah, and I agree with some of that too. And I think the biggest thing is that with sardines too, I think Connor Brady talked about it, where if you are giving canned sardines, make sure it's not in oil because that's cooked and it's a lot of times oxidized. So unsalted and in water. And if your dog doesn't like it, okay, that's fine. Maybe they don't need it.
Mhm.
Also, I'm not a huge fan of tuna because they tend to have a lot of heavy
Yeah.
metals. We already have huge issues with heavy metals in our environment. I see a lot of like aluminum and mercury in those fur tests that I run. And so if we can avoid those, that'll be more optimal. So rotate, but I stay away from tuna now, and I stay away from like farm salmon. Farm
Mhm.
salmon is like literally fed trash. So it's
Yeah.
it's not good, and it has a lot of chemicals, and it's just not healthy for your pets or yourself. So if you are going to use fish, make sure that it is wild caught, sustainable. There's a lot. I mean, there's documentaries that you can watch too that will kind of open your eyes up to how the farming industry is actually done, and how we are depleting the oceans. We don't need to get into that conversation, but I think also too, listening to Matt Rose talk yesterday about essential nutrients. He had the story about his other dog where he fed him pumpkin, and all of a sudden his dog wasn't eating pumpkin anymore in his meals, and he's like, why isn't he eating pumpkin? And it was the dog just didn't need it. Our pets are really good at when we give them healthy foods. Now, like Odette just mentioned, if you give them treats all the time, they're going to self-select treats because if you put something down in front of me like that is super
Right.
tasty versus like a Brussels sprout, I think I might like potato chip more, like in reality, let's be real, like
Mhm.
it's going to taste better.
Mhm.
Well, maybe for a little bit, but
Right.
until you feel sick from it. But your dog is very similar. But if we're feeding them healthy foods and we're doing this variety and this rotation, what's fascinating is that we find that our dogs can self-select, and they're self-selecting the things that their body needs. Goes back to what we were saying at the beginning. The immune system's amazing. It tells us what we need. It's like our little microbes yelling at us like, eat the chocolate, I want the chocolate. Maybe that's the bad microbes, but they're dictating. I know the
Oh, no, no,
chocolate's
no,
good.
no. Chocolate is a food group. Don't even go there.
So
Hey, I'm
your dark
Swiss. It's
chocolate,
genetic.
right?
I have to have chocolate. So,
Not like white chocolate, your dark
no, no.
chocolate. My husband will kill me after this because that's like his like superfood each day. So, but
Yeah.
so when we think about that with our dogs, just try different things. You don't have to force each thing that we're saying onto your pets. You can do trial and error and see what works best and then go from there. And then remember the variety though. So try
Mm.
different foods, try different things, and you're going to get different vitamins and minerals and different fats and different proteins from that variety of food. So I
Mm.
hope that helped.